Well, hello and welcome back to my set of YouTube. This is Luther574, and in this video I will be talking about an anime I just sort of watched all the way till the end. Apparently there was only a total of 12 episodes for Goblin Slayer. So apparently the anime Goblin Slayer is basically all about this character by the name of Goblin Slayer. Goblin Hunter, Goblin whatever. Goes by a whole lot of names from the three people who join him later on in the anime, but it's very funny that an anime all about slaying goblins, even though this is like a very magical world where people are smitted, I believe the word is, with the powers, no, not powers, but the blessings of different gods. There are gods of luck, gods of the sword, a whole bunch of battle gods, and a whole bunch of god powers that can easily heal, defend, and all this other stuff. But alongside with that, apparently everybody has a number of usages for these abilities. Well, alright. Before I get into most of everything about Goblin Slayer, it's, I would have to say, actually, I'm not going to go into that right now. So, the introduction of Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer, episode 1, you're basically greeted to the main protagonist, which is a female who uses abilities to defend and heal and all that other jazz. And she's basically introduced to a whole bunch of other adventurers, because it's basically an adventure guild, apparently. So, she's introduced to these people, and us, the viewer, are introduced to a crew, which is basically a whole bunch of, I would say, teenagers, I'd say. They're basically silver ranked. There's different ranks of whatever. There's apprentice, silver, platinum. Platinum is like supposed to be the higher of almost. Yeah. But anyway, as we get into the episode, we're greeted to these characters. They seem like They seem like characters that will last until almost, I would say, a few episodes later on, but no. You're pretty much greeted to these characters, and later on in that episode, they're immediately killed. They're demolished. One of them was apparently torn apart into many different pieces. Plenty, very tiny pieces, almost over everywhere. And I'm blowing this out of proportion, but apparently he was cut up, dismantled, whatever. And apparently there are two females, including the female that we were introduced to the very second we were into the episode. So, out of her, the two people that she just met, which were out of the three people that she just met, the dude dies. Surprisingly, in a very gruesome way. The one was poisoned, and she in the process of dying. When apparently the other one, which was a very physical, her fighting style is very physical. There's no weapons at all. It's almost like taijutsu, almost, sort of. But the way she was fighting, it wasn't all that great when it came to going up against goblins. Yeah, because they were doing a mission for goblins, and surprisingly, that didn't go too well. Dude dies. One person is poisoned and is currently dying, and the other one was pretty much just taken and used as a well, apparently this anime is not shy to bring up rape. So, yeah, I'm not fucking around. Apparently that's an actual thing that they bring up in the anime. Goblins kill, and they use the females that they capture to reproduce. But, yeah, that was the very first episode, but it's not until the main character of that episode was almost killed that Goblin Slayer comes along and slays the goblins. But apparently, so he kills the currently dying person that is going through pure agony because of the poison. No shocker whatsoever. But apparently, was there anything else about that episode? Honestly, when it comes to anime, when it comes to almost anything, movies or whatnot, I'm not a big fan of gore. But if there's a but if there's a good pacing to anything, as long as there's action, as long as there's humor, like throughout the whole series of Goblin Slayer, there is a pretty good amount of subtle bits of humor. It was very nice. It's like a palate cleanser to what's going to happen later on. But yeah, honestly, when it came down to it, the Goblin Slayer anime, yeah, the first episode was not my favorite, but out of, I'd say, the later episodes up until the 12th episode, which is basically the last episode, was actually very good. So yeah, if I were to give Goblin Slayer a rating, I would say 9 out of 10. Because, honestly, I honestly assumed because Goblin Slayer himself teamed up with the female, and then later on he got a team. And then I instantly thought, yeah, he was introduced to a team, he now has a team, and now his team is probably going to die. They're probably going to do the same thing what they did with, I forgot that one anime. But I thought they were going to have it so each character would die off in different episodes. Like, episode 7. Oh, this person dies. Episode 9, that person dies. Up until the 12th episode, the last one dies, and Goblin Slayer is the only one around. But no, they actually took out the possibility of killing everybody and kept almost everybody who joined Goblin Slayer. So yeah, Goblin Slayer was pretty good. Kicked my theory right out of the butt, right out of proportion. No. Took my theory and threw it right out the window. That's exactly what happened. I made a theory that something would have happened and it didn't happen. I'm stupid, okay? So yeah, this has been Luther574. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, if you're interested in Goblin Slayer and you haven't watched it yet, give it a watch. If you enjoy gore and all that other stuff, action comedy, it's not too much of a comedy, but it has subtle hints of humor. But like I said, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next. Goodbye.